But we're going to start with the recruiting process and the progress that's been made by this program just in the last few days with the Palmetto Trio.
Yeah, we have made great gains at Miami Palmetto, a place that historically we probably haven't done that well. I mean, of course, Miami Northwestern and Miami Booker T. Washington, schools like that, and St. Thomas earlier on, not recently, but man, this trio of the Palmetto kids have actually put us in their top 5 or top 6, and it's big time. You all know that when Miami is doing well, one thing that they can do is rush the passer up front, and this 5-star defensive tackle, Leonard Taylor, is big time, man. 6'4", 255 pounds. I think he's probably a little bigger than that now. This was from his right before his fall season way-outs. He had 26 TFLs and 11 sacks just this previous season. Now, we also made the top 5 with a lot of other SEC teams, as you would know. LSU, Florida, Auburn, and Tennessee. And Tennessee, one of the teams that has been doing amazing right now in recruiting, up there with North Carolina and Ohio State, teams that are rolling right now. So it's actually very well for the University of Miami to be put in the same context with those teams right now. I mean, Auburn, that's a team that you're going to hear a lot of today also, that has put a footprint in South Florida, or in Florida, period, going in and grabbing a couple of the defensive linemen that come out, in which we all know a lot of big-time defensive linemen don't come out of this state. And when they do, they don't come to the U, unfortunately. But we made his top 5. And one thing about Leonard, man, he jumps off the screen. I mean, he has like DN get-off speed. His first step is elite. Gets up the field, has a nice rip, has nice disengagement skills. You can tell that their whole D-line is either 4 or 5 stars, so they have some really good coaching over there at Miami Palmetto. I mean, the way that they can rush the passer and stop the run at Miami Palmetto, if we can get a couple of those guys over to Miami, really help us in some of our problems in getting after the QB and stopping the run, especially as interior linemen. A lot of people have him locked in as a Gator. A lot of people have Leonard Taylor going up to Gainesville. But as of late, there's been a lot of Zooms and a lot of recruitment from the Miami coaches. And that speaks dividends. I mean, what's going on right now in the world, you got to kind of take your best shot at these guys because they're at home. They're local right now. You can call and talk to mom at any time. You can go in on and get a nice Zoom in if the young man wants to sit and talk with you and illustrate to them what you can do for them. And as of late, since Manny Diaz has come here to the University of Miami, the one position that has done well. Now, of course, you had safety, you've had corner, you've had linebacker, but the one core group that has done really well here at Miami, and it's defensive line, whether it's D tackles or whether it's defensive ends. And now we have to start getting the benefits of those players previous, resulting in on-field success with recruiting. What I mean by that is bringing in top-notch defensive ends and defensive tackles to add to the production that has already been made by the Miami Hurricanes on the defensive front.
Got to tell you, Wholesome One, you're not kidding when you're talking about these kids' credentials coming out of high school. Leonard Taylor, as you mentioned, is a 5-star, number 1 rated defensive tackle in the country.
The country,
period.
Yes,
number 1 in the country. 2nd rated player, according to the 247 Sports Composite, player in Florida, 4th ranked player in the country. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receiver, everything taken into consideration, regardless of position.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking
top
of the list.
Top 1 percentile guy.
Elite skill set, talent, ceiling out of this world. Corey Collier, number 3 rated player at his position at safety. So again, you're talking a top 3 position player at safety. He's a top 180 player in the country. And if you don't follow recruiting on a regular basis, once you get into that top 300 level, you want those guys.
Yeah.
Not that you're not going to find players outside the top 300. You definitely are. You got to build most of your roster outside the top 300, but a top 180 player in the country, regardless of position,